The First World War was a battlefield of many firsts, with one of the most significant being the birth of tank warfare. These steel behemoths changed the face of battle forever. In the early 20th century, the world was thrust into a conflict unlike any before. The Great War, as it came to be known, was a clash on a global scale, and it demanded a new approach to warfare. The static nature of trench warfare, with its deadly no-man's land and unyielding fortifications, necessitated the invention of a new type of weapon. A weapon that could traverse rough terrain, withstand heavy artillery, and strike fear into the hearts of the enemy. This led to the creation of the tank, a vehicle that would forever change the face of warfare. These iron giants, as they were often called, were the result of an urgent need for a breakthrough, a need to pierce through the enemy lines and turn the tide of the war. Tanks were the answer to this call. They were the embodiment of industrial might and technological innovation, turning the tide of battles and eventually the war itself. Their designs were a testament to human ingenuity, ranging from the slow and heavily armored to the swift and agile. Each model had its own unique strengths and weaknesses, and their use in battle was a strategic game of chess. These were not just machines. They were the ironclad warriors of the battlefield, the vanguard of the attack, and the shield for the infantry. Their impact was not just felt during the war, but it resonated long after the final shots were fired. They paved the way for the evolution of armored warfare, setting the foundation for the tanks we see in modern warfare. So join us as we step back in time to the era of the Great War, where we'll explore the top 10 tanks that made a significant impact during this time. We'll rank them from least to most effective, examining their design, capabilities, and their role in the war. Now let's delve into the top 10 tanks that made a significant impact during the Great War, ranked from least to most effective. In the early stages of the war, we saw the introduction of tanks such as the Schneider CA-1 and the Mark I. First, let's delve into the Schneider CA-1, a French invention that was among the earliest tanks used in the Great War. This iron beast was a peculiar sight. With its fully enclosed hull and a plethora of machine guns, it was truly a sight to behold. Yet, while it offered the French army a novel way to cross trenches, it had its fair share of drawbacks. Its slow speed, lack of maneuverability, and inadequate armor made it an easy target for enemy artillery. Despite these shortcomings, the Schneider CA-1 played a crucial role in shaping future tank designs. Then we have the British Mark I, a metal colossus that holds the honor of being the world's first tank to enter combat. Unlike the Schneider CA-1, the Mark I was designed with a rhomboid shape to navigate the treacherous terrain of no man's land. However, this giant was not without its flaws. Its heavy weight made it slow and difficult to maneuver, and its armor was insufficient to withstand direct hits from enemy fire. Additionally, the interior conditions were horrendous, with heat, noise, and fumes making it a nightmarish environment for the crew. Yet, the Mark I was a game changer. It symbolized a new era of warfare, where armor could provide protection for infantry and break through enemy lines. These early tanks, the Schneider CA-1 and the Mark I, were groundbreaking in their own right. They brought a new dimension to the battlefield, a dimension of armored warfare that was previously unimaginable. Yes, they were far from perfect. They were slow, cumbersome, and their armor protection was inadequate. But they were the first of their kind. They were the pioneers that paved the way for future designs, the stepping stones that led to the development of more advanced and formidable tanks. These early tanks were far from perfect, but they set the stage for the evolution of tank warfare. As the war progressed, so did tank technology, leading to the creation of tanks such as the A7V, Renault FT-17, Mark IV, and Mark V. Let's start with the Germans' response to the Allies' armored vehicles, the A7V. This behemoth was Germany's first tank, and it boasted a crew of 18 men. It was heavily armed and armored, yet it was not without its flaws. Its large size made it an easy target, and its limited production numbers meant it could never match the impact of the Allied tanks. Moving on to France, the Renault FT-17 made its appearance. This revolutionary design introduced the world to the modern tank layout, a fully rotating turret and a rear-mounted engine. It was light, agile, and could be produced in large numbers. The FT-17's design would influence tank development for decades to come. Then we have the British Mark IV. This tank was a significant improvement over the earlier Mark I. It had better armor protection and increased reliability, perfecting the rhomboid design that allowed it to cross trenches and navigate the rugged battlefield with ease. The Mark IV was a game changer, demonstrating the true potential of armored warfare. Lastly, we have the Mark V. This was an upgraded version of the Mark IV, featuring even more robust armor protection and a more potent engine. The Mark V was faster, more reliable, and packed a more significant punch. It showed that tanks were not just mobile fortresses, but could also be formidable offensive weapons. These tanks marked significant advancements in tank technology. They were not just bigger and stronger, they were smarter, more reliable, and more effective. Each one of them played a crucial role on the battlefield, changing the way wars were fought. Their influence extended far beyond World War I, shaping the future of armored warfare. These tanks marked significant advancements in tank technology and played a crucial role in the war's progression. In the later stages of the war, tanks such as the Saint-Chamond Whippet Renault FT-17 with the 37 mm Puteaux SA-18 gun and Mark VIII Liberty were introduced. As the war raged on, the need for more advanced and more powerful tanks became apparent. The Saint-Chamond, a French late-war beast, was one of these advancements. Although it was a bit unwieldy, due to its long and low design, this tank was a force to be reckoned with on the battlefield. It was armed with a 75 mm field gun and 4 machine guns, making it a formidable opponent for enemy infantry and fortifications. Next on the list is the British medium Mark A, fondly known as the Whippet. Unlike its slower predecessors, the Whippet was designed for speed. It was a fast tank, capable of exploiting breakthroughs in the enemy lines. Its speed and agility were its key strengths, allowing it to outmaneuver slower enemy tanks and infantry. Then we have the Renault FT-17, but this time packing a more powerful punch. The inclusion of the 37 mm Puteaux SA-18 gun gave this already revolutionary tank even more firepower. This upgrade allowed the FT-17 to engage and destroy enemy tanks and fortified positions more effectively than ever before. Finally, we have the Mark VIII Liberty. This Anglo-American tank was a true late-war powerhouse. Its heavy armor and powerful armament made it a formidable adversary. It was designed to break through enemy lines and create a path for infantry and other tanks. Its nickname, Liberty, was a testament to the hope it represented for the Allies in the final stages of the war. These tanks represented the pinnacle of WW1 tank technology, showcasing the rapid advancements made during the course of the war. Their superior designs and capabilities compared to earlier tanks played significant roles in the outcome of the war, marking a new era in the history of warfare. The tanks of WW1 left an indelible mark on the history of warfare. These mechanical behemoths, with their imposing armor and firepower, were game changers on the battlefield. But beyond their immediate impact, these iron giants also laid the foundation for future tank designs and strategies, shaping the face of modern warfare. Consider the Renault FT-17, for instance, a revolutionary design that introduced the fully rotating turret and the rear-mounted engine. This configuration became a standard in tank design, influencing a whole generation of armored vehicles. Or take the British Mark V, whose improved armor protection and more powerful engine set the bar for future advancements in tank technology. Moreover, the strategic use of tanks during WW1 paved the way for their role in future conflicts. The British medium Mark A Whippet, designed for fast exploitation and breakthrough operations, was a precursor to the blitzkrieg tactics of World War II. The Schneider CA-1 and the German A-7V, among the earliest tanks of WW1, demonstrated the potential of armored vehicles in trench warfare, forever altering traditional military strategies. But it wasn't just about the tanks themselves. The production and maintenance of these machines necessitated a level of industrialization and logistics never before seen in warfare. This mobilization of resources and the development of infrastructure to support the tank corps would become a crucial aspect of military planning in the decades to come. And finally, let's not forget the psychological impact of these iron giants. To the infantry in the trenches, the sight of a tank rumbling towards them was both terrifying and awe-inspiring. This psychological element, the use of shock and awe, continues to be a fundamental part of warfare even today. Even a century later, the legacy of these iron giants continues to echo across the battlefields of today, a testament to their pivotal role in WW1.